Now, in the 74 hours since polls closed, you'd think something might have changed here in Texas, and yet tonight there are still ballots to count in the presidential election in some areas of the country. Fox 44's Cameron Stewart, he talked to election experts about the historical significance of this year's election. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Adam. Election day has now turned into election week, and people are wondering when it's all going to end. While the circumstances surrounding the count are different than normal, one expert thinks it'll all be over soon.
I would be very surprised if it stretches on as long as it did, for weeks and weeks.
While key battleground states are still counting their ballots days after the polls closed, a process this long is not unprecedented. In fact, it's not even close.
It doesn't seem like at this point that this is going to drag out as long as the 2000 election, which was very unique. You had a very tight margin in a single state.
That race between George W. Bush and Al Gore was held up by several recounts in Florida. This year, the massive influx of mail-in votes due to COVID-19 have kept multiple states from claiming a victor.
Some of these places were outrageously big, and they couldn't count them till the hour the polls closed on Tuesday. So naturally, when you've got a huge volume of those ballots, it's going to be a different election.
President Trump has condemned the mail-in process, urging election officials to stop counting ballots and even filing lawsuits against several battleground states: Michigan, Georgia, Nevada, and Pennsylvania.
It would be sort of unfathomable to imagine a case where that many fraudulent votes could, say, flip the results of one of these contested states right now.
And first of all, the people that run your election are your neighbors. They're people in our communities. They go to our schools. They go to our churches. They're people we know. Because the running of the election is actually a state and a municipal function.
Dr. Patrick Flavin, a political science professor at Baylor, thinks national news outlets will be declaring a winner soon. He also believes mail-in ballots will be encouraged more in the future, changing the way we look at Election Day.
The way that we usually think about Election Day as being a single day is probably going to give way to more like election week or even election couple of weeks.
And Fox 44 reached out to the McLennan County and Bell County Republican parties, but did not hear back from them. And some people fear President Trump will not concede the election no matter the results. We'll explore if he can do that later on in the show. Live in the studio, I'm Cameron Stewart, Fox 44 News.